If you want to be my friend, go and get a pen. Maybe we can keep in touch like we did in the old days. It wasn't so long ago. Oh, 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 and I wish you well. Sign your pen, pal.
Sign your pen, pal.
I don't think there's an S, and I've never concluded that until right now.
I think there is.
Actually, on the
don't think
Patreon,
you're right.
I also kind of threw that out there, but I think that there's not an S.
I think there is an S.
Daniel, if you want to stop doing the
What
show,
would you
just
call
fucking say it.
The genre of music you were singing in, other than B-52S.
I don't know.
I thought you were going to go ska,
It
but you
sound-
never crossed over into
I didn't cross. I don't know. I maybe just invented a new genre.
It's sort of like
sign your pen, pal.
it's sort of like beach blanket bingo-y a little bit.
You know what? Maybe
Birds
it's a
the
little,
word. It's a little
little
birds the word.
Yeah.
Birds the word.
It's a little that with a little bit of B-52s. You're right.
Yeah.
Sign your pen, pal.
Sign your pen pals. Sign it.
You know, a producer was like, and so you're willing to leave that in. All right, but I'm not putting my name on it. Rock Lobster. No,
That
you know
song
what?
is so weird.
Then
What-
you don't need me. That's
What?
the producer. Then I don't want to be here.
Can I ask you a question? What is that song about?
It's cocaine, dude.
It probably is.
Whenever you don't know, just say it's a drug innuendo, and other people are like, "Fuck, maybe that's right." Dude, it's obviously about sex, dude. Duh.
But they just
Wow.
they just keep
It's
going.
about herpes.
Rock lobster,
Rock Lobster.
right?
It's very surfy.
Yeah.
Where are they from? California?
I have no idea where the B-52s are
Lissa.
from. Yeah,
Like
hey.
she's that far away.
Hey. Well, we did a page, so we already kind of got back in the water.
Just to let everybody know.
we got a full room here.
Just so everybody know. And if you don't listen to the Patreon,
Yep.
Lissa's back. Lazy as fuck.
Oh my god.
Missed 3 weeks.
Yep.
Fucking fuck
Yep.
her.
Yep. Shadrach.
Chad's back. Thinks he
Yep.
can just walk back into our lives.
Yep.
Daniel and I.
We didn't fucking miss a beat. Sarge.
Sorry. And that's how I feel about it. That's how I've always felt about it.
We were here.
We were here.
We showed up.
Even when we weren't recording, we slept here.
And that's only because we couldn't figure out how to get the recording stuff started.
And we were locked in.
And we fell
We
asleep.
could not get the door unlocked.
Well, we fell
So
asleep
we went
like
ahead and recorded a couple non
two toddlers.
Lissa, non-chat episodes. How many did we record? I
Point
think
of
maybe
order.
Just one. I
Point
don't
of
know.
order.
Just one. It's not even anything to brag about.
Point
And
of
we
order.
struggled.
Point of order.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last time you slept on a floor, took a nap on a floor, like laid down in your living room and was like, I think I might just fall asleep right here.
Can I tell you something I did and I'm bringing this up.
It's all whatever.
Slept on a
makes-
floor at Patrick Keenan's place in Nashville before he went international.
Mhm.
And for a pillow, bunch of T-shirts inside a T-shirt. Pillow. Not a bad move.
Not
for
a
pillow.
bad move. Literally at the first when you
And
said
you can do that on the road with your luggage. You can pull that off.
not a bad call at
Not
all.
a bad call. Pretty good, right? Never thought of it until then.
You ever slept in an airport? I mean, like
Not
oh,
overnight, but
no,
I
me
have.
either, yeah.
I have
100%.
landed early on a red eye
Yeah.
and had like 4 hours to kill. Went and crap. You know what's so funny? Sleeping on the floor at an airport, you do not give a fuck. You're not. There's not many places you're just like, let me just lay on the floor and
You are
sleep. At an
on-
airport, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
You're
You'll
on a
block.
Jolly Rancher. You don't even care.
You don't care. You'll like block people.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, I'm sleeping here.
Right.
You don't give a shit.
One time, this is probably back like 2008, 2009. I was out here.
Well, which one?
9. No, 8.
Well, now I don't believe you at all.
It would be
Probably
8.
2010.
It had to be either 8 or 11.
I don't even want to know why it has to be one or the other.
It would be.
All right.
I was flying home for Christmas, dragged myself to the airport.
Yeah.
I was flying
Red eye?
United.
Red eye?
Nope. It was probably like a 5 or 6 a.m. flight.
Normal hours. Should have been awake.
I was so sick.
Oh.
So sick. But I had to go home.
Yeah, diarrhea. You keep going. I'll fill in the
And,
blanks. Diarrhea. Lots of diarrhea.
I remember getting to the airport, and I was like, okay, I have an hour and a half. Yep. I had to take the flyaway. which for people around here is the bus to the airport. It's very inexpensive, but you end up getting there
No
either
bathrooms on there.
40 minutes before your flight or 2.5 hours before your flight. That one's bad.
I hated that.
That one you got nothing left, but your body's still trying.
Isn't that remarkable about the human body? Like when you dry heave, but when you do it through your butt, like you've shit so much that your butt
can't.
is dry
Rory,
heaving,
this
and you're
isn't-
just like,
God!
there's nothing even in there.
I
But your
went
body's
with
still
you
instinctually
a
pushing
little
muscles.
bit. I entertained it for a little bit. I can't go that far.
Well, you're drinking. It's not so gross. You're drinking your drink, and
So I get there, I find my gate, and I just lay down. I'm like, I have to lay down. I
what
wake
are you
up.
sick with? A little stomach
I bet
bug.
I had the flu.
Okay,
I wake up an hour and a half later.
not masked.
To this was back then. We didn't even own masks.
I've been doing masks the
Masks
whole
were
time.
for
I've always
Halloween,
done
and that's
masks.
it. And that's how America should be.
Or if you're running for office.
Sure. Daniel Van Kirk. I had slept through all of boarding.
Yeah.
I was done. I should not have been traveling.
Did you wake up to Daniel Van Kirk?
Yeah, to them calling my name like we
And
are.
you made
this
it.
Yes,
But
I
you're
did.
at the gate.
Yes.
Okay.
I get, but I get up. I get on the plane. I make it to the flight. I get to Rochelle. I walk into Ken and Connie's house. I go. This is at that point. It's maybe 2 PM in Rochelle by the time I get there.
I wish you fucked up and you go, and this is 2014, so you don't. And we're like, well, no.
Yeah, right.
Did this ever even happen?
I'll never forget it because it was last Christmas.
Like,
And,
is this real?
and I slept until like the next day. I was so sick. That was my
Yeah.
worst. But the
Hydration
reason
and
you made me
sleep.
think of it is because I was like, I don't care. This
Yeah,
is
you
my
don't care.
patch of airport.
Yeah.
It's like those people that snuck into Oklahoma early
Yeah.
and took land. This is where I'm at now.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
own this.
Yeah.
And I just slept. Oh, God. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. But sometimes the reason to go all the way back, when you're a kid, you just go, I can lay here, and you just fall
And you do
asleep.
it.
Yeah.
You do it all the time. And you also lay in weird formations because your muscles don't even care.
Yeah, and your tendons aren't tight or
You
any
do
of that
nothing.
stuff.
You're
right.
just a floppy little
But I
rubber
just
ball.
sometimes to me, Liz has actually seen me do it here. I like a big open space of a floor, and I'm just gonna lay here.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can just sleep
Carpet is
so well.
preferred.
I agree, but I can do an
You can
H
do it. It's
dub.
good for the back.
It is.
Let's go to the letters! That's what it's like to score a goal in soccer. That's exactly what it's like.
We both
Yeah.
run around. We slide into the camera.
Yeah, and I'm wearing another jersey.
Dude, what are the odds that I throw a piece of paper, you hit that paper, in my attempt to catch the paper, I fucking
Shoelaced
Yes!
it. Ripped it. That'll
you
never
lasso
happen
my
again.
finger. It'll never
Never happen again. And you're watching, it'll never happen again.
Wait, I have 3.
Give me this.
Do you guys want to know where the B-52s are from?
Yeah?
Do you have a guess?
North
California.
Carolina.
Athens, Georgia.
I know.
I knew it was the South.
I did too. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Hello, pals. This is the letter. Back when it was just us.
The better times.
Yep. When we found out, we tested our metal. Testing your metal. If somebody says, "Well, you're really
test
testing
our
your
metal. I test our metal
you're
every
probably
day.
gonna die."
It's still steel. It's still steel.
Hello, pals.
Hi.
Oh, Rory, I have so much to talk to you about.
Already
That wasn't
there's
in
a
here.
bond.
I thought it to myself.
Same.
Hello, pals. This is the one we didn't get to because we talked about touring a lot.
Touring a lot.
Yeah. If you could
Take a caveman. Sorry.
If you could take a caveman on a date to show them the marvels of modern society, where would you take them?
Well, first off, they're gonna murder you and probably eat your body.
I know. They're like, hey, there's some good tools in those
Yeah,
bones.
they're gonna be like, "Why do you look like that?" And then they just kill you.
Yeah. What I know for sure is I'd go out for some burgers and fries, then get a nice little dessert. Can you imagine how crazy ice cream would be for them?
Their stomachs do not have the enzymes
They
to
would
break that.
get
The
so
dairy.
sick.
They don't have dairy in their body.
Preservatives, everything.
They've never had dairy once.
I'd be tempted to take them to the movies, but I wonder if that would be too traumatizing. I mean, if people passed out when they saw King Kong for the first time, a caveman would probably never recover from seeing basically any movie. Maybe I would just end the night with a nice car ride up to the top of the hill to look down at all the city lights. That would probably be enough to impress them. Sincerely, your pen pal, Kameron. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
I want to jump right in here because that intro we ate some time.
Oh, really?
Here's what I want to know.
I didn't even think about that.
I never think about it. I do think often about this is a dumb question. How long ago were cave people? How long ago was that?
Man, I really wanted to say, well, it's not 2,000 years.
It's not 2000. It's not 2023 years, but it is. Are we saying it's about 10,000 years?
Well, 2000 BC.
Jesus Christ!
When's
that just scared the shit out
Apocalypto
of me.
set?
That's not going to help.
Mel Gibson is so horrible.
Mel Gibson's
Yeah.
Apocalypto.
Yeah, he's horrible, but that movie's really good, and that's for the reason I've only ever seen it once is because of what he ended up being. But it's really good.
Apocalypto. When
I'm not encouraging
listen,
anyone to
when
see
were
it because
cave
he doesn't
people?
deserve it because he's a
My
bad
guess
person.
is 10,000 years ago, and
I like that guess.
I feel
you know what I like? No,
I'm
I
so
like-
stupid about this
I like
stuff.
20,000
Chad
BC.
has a smirk.
I'm
like
gonna go
he's
20,000.
always known.
20,000 BC is my guess. Lock it in.
So the internet says all kinds of things.
No
Oh,
shit. She
well.
just starts reading us.
She goes, "Did
Did
you
you guys
know?
hear about 9/11?
Have you guys
Turns
heard
out-
about what it really was?"
So they say that cavemen, as we know it, were here about 40,000 years ago. But then there are
Do what? No.
Neanderthals in Europe that go back 400,000 years.
Yeah.
So
Okay, a long time,
so here's the thing. I
I'm-
feel like our guesses are not stupid.
but wrong.
I was very wrong.
So
I
me
feel like
too.
20,000.
I went 4,000 years ago.
You said 4,000?
Well, I said
40. You said 40,000.
Oh, I said 20,000 BC.
No, you said
Yeah.
20,000
Yeah, you're right.
BC.
So I did 22,000 years ago.
So you were close. You missed it by 18,000. I think that's a
20,000
decent
BC
guess.
is 40,000 years
What
ago.
percentage of people do you think would know this? Let's
Oh, no, we're only.
No, we're
You're-
only
yeah,
2,000
yeah.
years.
let's
Ooh.
so here's my question. And here's my sort of my answer.
Uh-huh.
Daniel,
Yes, Fred.
what do you think you would go through if someone now advanced you into the future 400,000 years?
Or even 42,000 years.
Even 42,000? Anywhere from 42,000 to 400,000 years.
Well, that's a great.
First, and I would like to just put this out there.
I was going to tell you why
Because
that's a
just
great
going 10 years into the future from right now
Right.
is going to be a very different place.
So, in the last 40 years, we as a species have advanced more in technology than all of time before it.
yes.
That's in 40 years.
Yes.
So,
And that's going to be 4 times 10.
which is why, if you were born when we were born,
What if that's how you shook hands?
I'm
You would
okay
never
with
do it.
my
You'd
experience
never
is totally
do it.
different.
If this is how you did it, you'd never do
My
it.
experience is totally different than yours.
Oh, yeah, let me see. It's still not great.
No.
It's still, there's no union there.
Which is why you and your parents' youth is much more closer than people born 10 years after you.
Interesting.
You and your grandparents' youth is much more closer than people born 10 to 20 years after you. And
okay.
children born right now have almost a completely different childhood than kids born in the year 2000 because
also,
it's just constantly moving.
Children
When
of
you
the
were in
corn,
school,
they had a tough life.
did you guys still have reel-to-reels with a synced-up record?
I think that was the
When
tail
very young,
end of it.
very young,
Tail end of it.
it would be a reel-to-reel projector and a record player
know what,
that would
actually-
be the audio.
Yeah, actually, maybe
It
because
might have been around until maybe I'd probably
All-
not past third grade, but I would guess
all footage of me as a child had to be converted from reel to reel over to like a DVD,
I bet it. Yep.
and there's no audio for that reason. None
Yep.
of those cameras were recording
Right.
any audio,
Right,
so
right,
like
right.
home videos were in silence.
Right. So you're right to say even 40 years, to say even 42,000, to say 400,000 it would almost be unfathomable. Fathomable.
So my answer being, and I don't want to give the answer where it's like, well, they couldn't because they don't speak a language. You know what I mean? Where someone gives a boring answer.
Yeah, I hate that.
But in the reality of the scenario where would you take a caveman?
Sure.
I almost want to say, I don't know that there's anywhere you could take them where they could understand the experience. For instance, let's say 100,000 years from now into the future, you travel and someone is like, this guy is from 100,000 years ago. We've got to take him to eat blah, blah, blah. It won't register for you at all what the thing is that you're eating or the meaning of it. Or it's almost like you would almost simply just eat it for the sake that you have to have something inside of
If
you.
anything, you watching the caveman eat might be more shocking than whatever you give them.
Yeah, the language is probably, who knows what language even is
Yeah.
by that time.
Mm-hmm.
You're having to use seashells to wipe your ass.
You did that in Nashville?
Nobody? Remember?
What?
From the movie?
No.
Is it when Sylvester Stallone? The 3 shells?
What?
Sandra Bullock?
Oh, Demolition
Man?
Yeah.
Nobody?
Yeah.
God, I hope someone listening or watching.
I'm with you.
I don't think you were.
I'm with you.
You gotta use seashells to wipe your ass? Lissa looked at me like I was a lunatic.
I don't remember the line, but I
If that
remember.
even is her real name. I'm on to you.
Here, are you familiar with a documentary called The Lost Boys of the Sudan?
Is that the one where there are vampires in the Sudan?
No.
Is
So-
that the one where the one kid can fly?
No.
All right, well then no.
So due to war and conflict, there's these boys that were just lost in
Yeah.
Sudan, and so it was kind of like I hope it was global. I felt like it was a global effort to like
Awareness.
and get these children out of the Sudan, and
Yeah.
a lot of them came to America.
Yeah.
They had never lived in an environment where a staircase was.
Yeah.
No one had built a staircase. They'd never seen a staircase.
Yeah.
So at first, even that, they were kind of like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is, you just walk up this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then what really
And
kinda-
there's zero separation in time there. That's just geographical and
yeah,
and
and what you're
hardships.
exposed to. Yeah. What really blew them away was an elevator.
Yeah.
They thought that they went in,
And everything
closed.
else changed.
they thought it was like a magic box.
Yes.
You went in, the door closed, door opened, you're in a whole new place.
Yeah.
And it was, at first they were like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
So that is on the simplest
Now
level.
imagine before you show them the staircase, you put a VR headset on them.
You couldn't.
And they're like, what?
You've done a lot of VR because you
Of course, I have
one.
a professional.
I've done
whatever
quite a
that
bit
is.
as well. When I see videos of people like losing their minds or like,
Just talked about this.
it's almost to be like a person who's pretending to be hypnotized. Like you knew you were going to run into a wall. You didn't forget that you were in a
It's definitely
home
not set up.
in
some
Nebraska.
Of those. Some of those it's set up, and you're like, it's like when people realize the money you could make from America's Funniest Home Videos, and it's like, you staged this.
Yeah.
But my friend was over visiting this past weekend. I said, I've got the VR thing, and he's like, I've never done it. I go, oh my God. I go, you got to do it. Even this one simple thing where you're up on top of a building is bizarre, and you're not even doing anything. So he's like, all right. And he goes, what are, like the videos I see of people like running into walls. And I go, it's Darwinism. I go, sometimes everyone doesn't get to make it. I go, because when you put on the VR headset,
Yeah.
yes, I go, if I have it on right now and I'm like, oh, sorry, am I near the wall? And so you are near the wall.
Right.
But in the VR, when someone full on sprints into a wall,
I know.
it is because they are not necessarily meant to get it to the next. They're not necessarily meant to keep
We're going
going.
to lose them fast.
Only the strong and capable can truly survive. And
Yeah.
this is that scenario. Like, it is great. Like, when someone's like, yeah, like, to scream and have a reaction, of course.
Sure. Yes,
It's visceral and weird.
I agree.
But
I don't forget I'm in Rory's house.
Right. But to physically quickly move in any direction. I mean, I could see something flying over, and you do this, and you kind of bump a low ceiling beam.
Yeah.
All of those things make sense. But to run or jump or die. Like I've seen someone dive onto a table and be like, "Where do you think you are?" Just get the game. Like, but that
isn't
like,
Tron.
Come on,
Right.
like that. When you see those, you're like, that is terrifying.
And
that
so
someone even their brain even tells them to do that.
You did it as a joke, but I bet you would. I wish I knew a better term. This sounds jokey, but come with me that I mean it. You would break the brain of a caveman if you did that to them. You would send them into like
they wouldn't be able to even. Like I just don't even think there would be slight comprehension of it. I mean, just
me too. When he's like,
think about this: when you go, "Oh, I'm going to take them for burgers and fries," and then show them a movie. You're talking about a person who does not even understand language, who only understands the most minimal concept of communication,
right,
in the most basic form of it, to even start generating the earliest types of communication,
right.
And you also might be talking about a cave person pre-discovery of fire, where if you just showed them a fire pit, it would change everything.
Look at Tom Hanks' reaction in Castaway just to get by getting fire.
Thank you.
And he knows what it is. He does such a great job.
But
it's like he's like, what? Like a caveman would be like, you have this?
Yes.
Like
Tom Hanks popped into my show at Elysian.
That was amazing,
right?
Yeah, good dude.
Very good guy.
Surprise, not from what you hear, but surprising.
Yeah.
Like when Cameron says I'd take them to the top of the hill and look at the lights, I don't even know that they would know what they're looking at.
You wouldn't know what. I mean, and look, someone might go, actually, what you're incorrect about is because.
And maybe we are.
People,
but hey, write us.
My assumption is because I've always wondered, like, if you took someone, and I haven't go that far back, but in my head I was like, what if you took someone who passed away 2 years after cars becoming a thing, buggies.
Sure, yeah.
Or even horse-drawn
Model
carriages.
Ts.
And you put them in a sports car and you went on an empty highway and you gunned it. And I'm talking like Ferrari or something. And you're like at 160.
They would lose it.
So fast. They would just be like, "Wow!" Like that would be like us on the Millennium Falcon right now,
right,
going into hyperspeed.
Well, what happens to people who, when you do it to them in your Tesla?
Even that. They're like,
I know.
"Oh, Jesus."
Yes.
And I'm like, we're all fully aware of this. Now imagine you take someone who has never traveled faster than, what is a horse-drawn carriage going?
Like
10 miles per hour? 20 miles per hour?
200 miles per hour. No, yeah, probably, I would say, I bet a horse can average about 30 miles an hour.
Lissa, if that is your real name.
Like, how fast do you think a horse is going in, like, the Belmont Stakes or the Preakness or the Kentucky Derby?
I think you're right. I think it's roughly 200 miles per hour. I think a horse
I
can
bet
run.
I bet they're going up to around 60 miles per hour.
I'm going to, and I have
Is that insane?
I'm with you. I was going to say
we have
50.
to get a
I was going to
guess.
say 50 and 60 feels like the same answer.
I'm going to go 45 miles an hour.
When you're talking about Belmont Stakes, you're talking about horse-drawn carriage is like, well, that's pulling something.
Well, that's probably no more.
So how fast can a horse run?
So a horse can run 55 miles an hour.
I was going to say 50, Sergeant.
But what do you think about a horse-drawn carriage?
About 18 miles per hour.
20.
Tops out.
8 to 10. Little guy.
Now you put someone who has ridden the horse and they've gone 55 miles per hour and you put them in a car and you go, do you want to know what it's like to double and sort of triple that speed?
They would lose their minds.
They would lose their mind. And also they wouldn't be able to understand that they're in a chair.
Right,
They'd be
when
like, what am
cars
I,
first
sitting?
came out, I might be getting it wrong. It might be 65. It could be 100. It's not.
It was in
it's not crazy.
1732.
No, I'm saying 65 miles per hour or like 100 miles per hour.
No, I knew that.
They thought that you shouldn't go faster than whatever that number is. Let's call it 100, because your face would fly off.
And they're right.
They're not right. What are you, a caveman? I find out.
I've never known.
Oh,
great. That was maybe my favorite Phil Hartman sketch of all time.
I'm
Caveman
just
lawyer.
a caveman lawyer.
What do I know?
What am I supposed to know about your ways and customs? I've asked Rosemary.
Who wrote that, and how high were they when they thought of the idea?
I've asked Rosemary Van Kirk about going to the movies, and she did say that there things now. She looks back, oh, that's silly, but it was very scary to her. People thought it was like obviously not real, but it was mind-blowing, some of the stuff they saw.
Yeah.
Some people will tell you in 74, whenever the first Star Wars came out.
Yeah.
That destroyer or whatever it is coming up over the thing, people were like, "What the fuck?
Yes.
This looks real."
Yes.
And they couldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. If
I mean, to this day,
what could you give a caveman that would impress them but not like break them? A
I don't
knife?
know.
Like a nice knife? They're
Yeah.
like, "Whoa!" They're like, yeah. That's what we got now.
Yeah. Like but here, I mean to say this as well. I wonder if, and if you literally just transported them, so the shock of that is its own thing. But you did put like the greatest tasting burger in front of them. I don't know that they're taking a bite of that, and they have any concept or a gauge of
Well, yeah, taste buds
flavor.
develop.
Because I think then it was either your tongue. The purpose of the tongue is literally just to let you know
Yes.
if you think something is rancid
Right.
or isn't.
Right.
That's its only that's its main purpose.
Sure.
Now over time we've got all these taste buds and we've become artists.
But
of
you were right
the
from the
culinary
get.
word.
This caveman would get terribly sick.
Yeah, and also wouldn't necessarily bite into a burger and like if you were like, taste this burger, they maybe would scarf it down so quickly in terms of just fuel,
Mm-hmm.
and not like where you're like, isn't that crazy, a burger and fried? They might be like, I don't know, I don't know what. Like, so you 100,000 years in the future, somebody hands you food, and they're like, this is called a blooping tob, and I hope that's what we become.
Yeah.
And it's just a blue cube.
Yep.
And they go, that is one of the most, you're a time traveler? That's the most amazing food that's currently on the planet. And you might just be like, okay.
Yeah. Your demolition man thing is kind of true as well.
Right.
To even bring it to a more, I don't want to say sad place, but a lot of times for people who get out of prison, the noise and the food and the people being around and the
Shawshank
car,
Redemption.
Yes, it is too much.
Yes.
And they are like, I need to turn these lights off and I need everybody to leave and I just need to like we got to slow this down.
Yeah. It's shocking.
There was a thing I saw recently of a person who got out of prison.
Smurfs.
It was a Smurf. They finally got out, parole. But this young man had been convicted. I don't know if he had made a mistake or if it was right. I don't know what it was. From what I could tell, he had a very loving family and hopefully, everything's better. But they had just picked him up from prison. I think he had been in jail for like 15 years. And he must have gone extremely young because he still looked very young. And everyone in the car, I've been waiting a long time to share this with Lissa, and I haven't sent it to her.
That is her name. Okay.
Everyone in the car is touching him. He's reaching forward, holding both of his parents' hands while one of them drives. And then he has like two sisters behind him and one in the other bucket. And they just have their hands on him.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of sitting with his head down. And I thought to myself, and it kind of inspired me to write something, but I thought to myself, what that must feel like after 15 years to have people you love touching you. And I know in some prisons you can hold hands. Sometimes you have to sit there and no touching, right?
Yeah.
Arrested Development. Sometimes there's a glass, right? But to have affectionate, loving touch must be like overwhelming.
Yeah, the worst.
And so it's like you were saying, the worst. Your love language. That's your love language. But yeah, so you think, I think the caveman would run away from you as soon as they could.
Well, that's why I mean to say I think that caveman, if holding any form of a weapon, would bludgeon you to death instantly.
Yeah.
Because you will look like such a fucking alien. Your clothes are absurd.
Yeah.
If you're fully shaven is absurd. You have not seen that on anyone. Like just great skin.
Yeah, you know what, you're right.
Manicured.
Rory,
you're not dirty.
a
They would be like,
caveman-
"What the fuck are you?"
A caveman or cavewoman would look at us and go, You're ready to die. You have nothing on you.
You're a ghost. You're a spirit.
You have nothing on you that is going to help you survive.
Yeah.
Like we would just look like such
Yeah.
pussies.
Yeah.
Like
They were like, "You do not look like you are of the
you're
earth."
not prepared for anything.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I know. We made it pretty good. All we had to do was ruin it.
Yeah. They go, you wouldn't even believe how much we've ruined it. Cool.
Yep.
Classic.
I agree. Okay. Cameron,
Cammy!
thanks for sending this in.
Thank you.
Can I say,
No.
so far in this
Nope.
episode, that's the first time we haven't gone crazy on food. And I think it's because you did such a good job of being like, there's really no point because all you're going to do is make them get terribly ill.
I did predict it in the future. We're eating blip and blops or whatever I said.
Like in your mind, I literally think you with a caveman are like, not wasting Bojangles on this motherfucker. He's not even going to.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know.
And
So I
you're
can
like,
watch
hey, how
him
about
throw
that
it up.
chicken? He's like, this isn't giving. You're like, no.
Caveman kills you so fast. So fast. And for some reason takes one of your bracelets and wears that.
These are called tennis shoes.
I have so much to show you. I have so much to show you. We were gonna go to the movies. You're gonna hate the trailers. It's gonna be the first thing you hate.
The movie starts. every beat the caveman just starts pulling.
And you keep trying. And you're like, we have a reservation. We've got to go. We have, you're going to love Ever. You're going to. Muser's going to keep the food coming.
Just enjoy it.
They're just lights. They're just lights.
It's just a skyline. Oh, God, that was an ab workout right there.
What a Rory! If we had a budget, I would shoot that caveman sketch with you, and it's 40 seconds. Every one is 40
literally-
seconds. It always ends the same.
Hey, everybody, I'm joined by a caveman podcast. Every beat. Every fucking beat.
Oh,
Oh, my God. God, that hurts.
so simple. Oh man, I thought we were done. Thank
Never.
you.
We're never done.
Cameron, we wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Daniel Van Kirk.
And Rory Maury Scory. And we're here again.
Strong finish.
I
Have a big old tour.
I'm going to dive right in. I got a big old tour. It starts in April, and I'm getting my website revamped as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
But tour dates, if you go to my Instagram and go to my link tree, oh, God damn, we're still laughing. Go to the link tree. All of my tour dates are there. And if you want to see a show in LA on Monday nights, come over to the Elysian. You want to see a show on Wednesday nights,
thanks,
go over
buddy.
to the Lyric Hyperion. Those are 2 LA stand-up shows that we're facilitating.
Yours is so much fun.
Thank you. Yours was fun, too.
Yeah.
And then, watch Babylon, watch Physical,
Yeah.
support the Olympics.
Rate, review, and
Girl Scout cookies are going to be on sale soon.
Rate and review and subscribe us.
Rate, review, subscribe, # grow the show. It is so important that you guys tell other people about this show. It's the reason the show is still a thing, because everybody that listened and liked it told 5 more people.
Yep. If you haven't ever joined in on the Patreon, you have over 100 episodes waiting there for you. Right now we're in the middle of finding out our love languages.
Yep.
And
on here you have 4.5 years of
I know.
episodes.
But there was something else I was going to say. I don't remember what it was. If we do a thing in July.
We might be doing a little 5th anniversary
Yeah.
shindig.
Who knows? It might benefit you to be a member of the Patreon. It might not.
Might.
All you're getting look, $5 you're getting great stuff.
$5.
Anything beyond that will be some crazy thing we've cooked up.
For $5, you're getting 4 15-ish minute
Sometimes 20, sometimes 30.
episodes, which means for $5 you're getting 2 more full episodes in a way.
But also you get follow-ups to letters.
And you get follow-ups.
Speaking of letters, and then we'll go, because we don't say it
Sagas.
enough. Mail us. Send us something. I love snail mail. Also because our printer's been really weird lately.
Yeah, you're about to see that.
We
on
think
this
it
next
hates
letter.
us.
Yeah.
Care of the Pen Pals Podcast, 5419 Hollywood Boulevard, Suite C, number 121, Los Angeles, California,
90027. The only part I remember. Let's do it.
Okay. Let's go to this other letter.
Let's go to this one. God damn it. I'm still.
Can I ask you an honest question? We had the whole build up and talking about all
right.
this stuff. Would anyone else find that digital, even if it was a real, funny, if it always ended the exact same of some idiot trying to force
A caveman?
to go through, and it always ends.
Yeah.
Is that just us that thinks that's funny?
No, buddy. It's just laser tag.
Right. Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
No. Look, here's how we tip the girls when they come around, and you cannot touch.
You can't touch. The caveman has no concept of like lust.
Right. I just wonder if it's only us. Okay, hey, good luck on this.
What can I get you guys to drink?
No.
Dear. That's it. Right.
Oh, here's why.
Dear Rory and Daniel.
Oh, you picked this. Crazy.
I wrote you many months ago to talk about my love of potatoes. I seriously squealed like a small child when I saw you chose my letter. Thank you. This time, my letter is to heap some praise on you both since you deserve it. This is more so why I picked it.
Great.
1. When Daniel slips into that Chicago accent, I'm dead because it's one of my most favorite things ever.
Thank you.
2. When Rory laughs so hard it goes into a different register and he almost can't breathe. That just happened.
Wow.
3. The 10 kids.
10.
Episode.
10. I remember, I have a memory of, like, I remember
10.
doing that letter.
Yeah.
There's so many I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember where I was sitting, we were back in the Starburns days.
And if you're watching this, we remember yours.
We would
wonder if
sit
it's
in
yours.
chairs that were for bar stool chairs.
Yeah.
Remember that? They were like
Yeah.
way too high up and they'd
And
hurt your
just
thighs
faced each
over the wall.
other.
Yeah.
Had the windscreen.
Yeah.
Indoors, we had the windscreen.
Yeah.
I shared that one with one of my best girlfriends, and she could not stop laughing. There should be a 10 kids T-shirt. Just saying, not a bad idea. The episode with the Sklar brothers, it was like a hurricane of conversation, and I loved it so much. That's actually a great way to describe it.
Sure.
5, and there's only 5. I love the way you both treat everyone who writes in with respect, love, kindness, and laughter. It brings me joy every single day.
Well, that's nice.
Love all that. It's good to hear.
Yep.
Don't mind putting a little praise on us. Thank you. I could go on, but then we'd never get to my question. I'm currently 49. Shit, that hurts to type. And I finally ate my first sausage, peppers, and onions grinder, parentheses, hoagie sub. I can't believe I've lived this long and never had it before. It's fantastic. I ate it with mayo on the toasted bun, some mustard and ketchup. Not sure that's how it's traditionally done, but I went for it. What are your thoughts? Favorite way to eat this? Where have you eaten the best one? My hubs loves it at Fenway Park from a guy selling them on the street.
Wow.
Any special seasonings? Best type of bread? Curious to know your thoughts. Lastly, edibles are fantastic. I recently ate a tiny quarter of a full edible and was right fucked up for 5 hours. I was by myself listening to great music and was as happy as a clam. It's been one hell of a year, my friends. Love you guys so much. Someday come to Connecticut. Warner Theater in Torrington is really nice. Jen, quote unquote, hot mess. Bling dong, bling ding dong. Edibles. How many edibles you ever done? Always with me?
2 times without you. One time I did not enjoy it. The other time was pretty good.
I didn't want you to enjoy it.
Did we take? We took one in Vegas, right?
I think we did.
It
That was
a good time.
fun.
Was that
a good
before
time.
dinner?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
But I remember paying attention at craps was not easy. I just to dive right into this, I don't know that I've eaten too many sausage,
Grinders?
pepper, onion grinders.
I like a chicken grinder.
So here's the deal. Is it more likely, is that that's a Chicago dish, right?
No.
I mean, it's you can get it in a lot of places, but is that mainly a Chicago? I feel like it's, I mean, Fenway
sausage,
Park.
pepper, and onions grinder. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can get a Maxwell Street sausage You know what I used to eat was a Maxwell Street combo. That's
What
an
is that?
Italian beef
Okay.
with a Italian sausage
Jesus Christ.
in the beef. Like they would just put them both in there and wrap them up
Yeah.
and then dip it.
In
And
what,
then you eat
mustard?
that.
What are you dipping into? And
They would-
sauce.
Yeah, jus.
Is that true?
Yeah, you get it from Portillo's. You can get a Maxwell Street combo. And then
He just used one of his words.
what's that?
He gets one word in an episode, and he just reminisced about Portillo's. The moment you said Portillo's, he went, Portillo's.
He
Like,
did.
why would he waste it?
He did.
Yeah, he wasted
And
it.
Lissa lost it. She obviously had her own moment that you then acknowledged, and she was like, "Thank God that moment wasn't just for me."
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
He literally, I saw him go. The way he said it to you, he went, Portillo's.
She's having it this summer. She's having it.
Portillo's?
She's gonna have it this summer. There's no way. I mean, she's either gonna come with us in July. They probably both are.
Well, Chad, what did you do? What happened? Why do you have such a fond? I can't answer. It's the end of
Can't
it.
say it.
He can't explain it. Tell us why
Are you giving
had
him
such a
more
moment
words?
there.
Are you giving him more?
I'm
words?
giving him more words. I want to know this.
Okay.
Like, why was that such a thing?
I just had Portillo's and it was good.
Oh, you just had it.
No. I
It's so
one
good.
time I
Yeah.
had it in Chicago. It was great.
Is this what you had? The sausage?
No, I.
Would you do a dog?
What? did
Their
I-
Chicago dog's okay.
I feel like
I mean, it's good, but it's not like.
they have
Hold
good
on.
cake too.
Yeah, they do a chocolate cake shake.
Yeah.
And chocolate cake.
And
He
then
said Portillo's. Chad goes, Portillo's.
it was.
And we go, what'd you order? He's like, I don't even remember.
I feel like it.
He doesn't even remember what he ordered.
Yeah, but it's so good. Yeah, did
like
you get
a-
cheese fries?
He doesn't
I
know.
got. It's like some meat sandwich.
Yeah,
No,
It was
you're a
good.
fake.
No, you got an Italian. You got an Italian.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great. Did you get it dipped? Do you remember if you got it dipped?
It was like
That's
a
the way to
French
do
dip
it.
style. Sort
Yes,
of thing.
yeah, it's
yeah.
He knows.
Portillo's.
It was good.
I don't know.
I had a memory of it being good.
That's
How's
all you
meat?
need, Chad. That's
Okay.
all you
How's a
need.
meat
Chad out.
biscuit or something?
Chad always in.
Cheese fries.
Dude, their cheese fries. Oh.
Are you gonna listen? You better be careful. You going to Chicago and you're just gonna go on a tour of
Well, don't you
fucking?
think she's gonna come with us
When are we going?
for the birthday?
We got to sort. We got to sort and.
Well, there's no way they're not going.
obviously.
I mean, I don't know
go,
about
but
Chad.
I didn't
He's
know if
sick of
that was
Portillo's.
another thing. I didn't know if you're like, yeah, we're going. I'm gonna make her eat a deep dish and a Portillo. Like, don't fucking kill her.
Well, that's happening too. She's going to
Chicago and Buffalo, New York
Yeah.
are two places where they're like,
keep going.
die as fast as you can.
You're not done.
It's just too cold here. Die as fast as you can.
All right, sit down. You're gonna eat all this, and if you do it, you get a free shirt.
Gin.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was for
that's
you.
right.
Number one. Come and get number one. Daniel doing a shit. I go accent.
Peppers and onions. I mean, you know, it's jardinere if you're in.
Jardiniere.
Yeah, Chicago. Little jardinere.
Oh, that's the name of the place.
No. It's a topping. Have you never had jardinere? It's jardinera, but also.
I don't
jardinere.
know what you're saying, and I feel like it's maybe a
Have
competitive
you had Jardinere?
brand of
Yeah,
like
I feel like
Jordache or
Rory-
something.
Rory, you would put this on everything. If
Jardiniere.
you knew Jardin.
I'm getting you some jardinere.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
No, you. I feel like I've been a bad friend to you for the amount of times. And you know who else is? And I hope he's
thought
listening.
that for other reasons.
Michael fucking Muser, because
Yes, sir.
if he hasn't given you jardinere either, he's a bad friend.
He hasn't.
We both failed you.
You have.
Oh my God, little jardinere.
I hope you guys can make it up to me. My
dipped.
Venmo is basically my name.
That's how.
That's a great way to start to try to make it up to me.
Okay, these are good. A grinder's a little bit different. It's not. I don't think it's sliced the same way.
Okay.
Like I know a chicken grinder is not like shredded chicken. It tends to be more
Chunky,
yeah, cut in
Chunked.
the style of fajita
Diced.
almost. Yes.
diced chicken.
But I mean, you know, sandwich the bear, right?
Yeah.
I just talked to Kyle Kinane and I.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing some goofy
Little
shit.
name drop there.
Well, he was doing some goofy shit, and I go, "So you're in season 2 of The Bear, right?" And he's like, "Oh, fucking that show. Oh, drag it through the garden." And he got so mad that they say that in the show. He's like, "Nobody fucking says drag it through the garden."
Yeah.
But I said to him, I go, "I agree with you, but I think that show is so specifically Chicago, and for the most part, extremely well done."
Yeah.
That person from Chicago they did say that.
Yeah,
It just it never happened where we were. They didn't just make that up for the show because
I
it
like
doesn't
that.
seem like they would do it.
I like Drag It Through the Garden.
Yeah, it is clever.
Yeah.
Kyle just took some sort of
Yeah.
kitschy offense to it, as he can be wanting to do.
Oh, don't even get me started on escape rooms with Kyle.
You did an escape room with
no,
Kyle?
we went to dinner.
We have to do one.
We went. We are going to do one.
Okay, yeah.
When
we
is
have
what?
we have a gift.
When is what? Subject to change. Kyle Kinane at dinner, I said something about escape rooms. I'm like talking about how fun they are. And he just did a unprepared tight 15, ripping escape rooms apart so much that I had to I go, you have to stop. I'm getting a headache.
Yeah.
And it hurts. So you have to stop. It's too funny.
Yeah.
It's just funny is good, but too funny. You're like, well, now I'm in pain.
Tap
It's
out.
gone.
Tap out.
I got to get out. You got to stop.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
5 minutes. Let me recover. But he crushed it. To the point where even he was laughing about what he was saying, and then even me laughing. He was almost like him being like, yeah, this is really funny what I'm saying. Rory's right.
When we go, just for the record, before any of my Chicago people, Portillo's does everything great. Everything they do great.
Oh,
there
here
are
it
places
comes.
where
Here's
people
where we lose a sponsor.
where people do that stuff exceptionally. So if you're gonna say, hey, let's go get an Italian, we're gonna go down to Taylor Street. We're gonna go to the original Al's Beef, and that's where we're gonna get.
I've always said that.
But if you say to me, hey, we're gonna go
And
to
then we just
Portillo's,
search, I go,
you'll hear me go.
What'd you
"Oh,
get there? Well, no,
But if you say to me, we're going to Portillo's, you'll hear me go, fuck yeah, I want to get an Italian. So it's all great.
Yeah.
But there are places where you're like, let's go, like, for example, their dog is great.
Yeah.
But I want to go to the Wiener Circle in the daytime and get one then. Get a char
This
dog.
is what Lissa, you better, when you go, you better pick and choose because you can't do 3 meals a day like this.
No.
Now I want to know what happens at the Wiener Circle at night.
I will send you a This American Life episode when it was on HBO.
It's vicious, right?
Yeah. And also problematic.
It's wildly problematic.
Yeah. But
Conan went there.
yeah. Well,
In an
Triumph
episode.
went there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triumph and Jack went there.
Yeah.
McBride.
But let me just tell you why you
We
won't
should
be able
get
to go at
Jack
night
on.
because you'll be in your hotel room shitting nonstop because you'll just have eaten 18 pounds of sausages all day.
Rory, do you mean like this?
That's when you have nothing. That's when there's nothing
That's
else.
what I said.
But your body is like, there's got to be something in here. We're not.
Man, work with us, Daniel.
There's got to be something in here. We're not
Work
kicking
with
out
us.
yet. Come on,
Work
find a
with
little
us.
glob of poop somewhere.
Okay,
Did he
okay.
eat any bloopity blops?
I don't want globs.
Did he eat any bloopity blops?
bloopity blops?
No, don't say globs of poop around.
Can I make a confession, Roar?
Yeah, you can. But just know it's not just me and you here.
I have to live my truth. And
You
I would have never
hate
said it if it
pizza.
wasn't this. I don't care if I ever have All About the Bread or Bay Cities again. I don't care. It's fine. Which one? Both? What am I losing you on? There are people who will lose it if actually both. There are people that will physically caveman you over Bay Cities and All About the Bread.
Can I tell you something?
Maybe I haven't had the right sandwich for me there, but
Can I tell you something?
yeah.
I don't know shit about dick about either of them.
Oh, you acted that was really good acting.
Thank you. Oh my God,
I love when people do a thing and then get so insecure
Yeah.
about it. It's like, well, you just did
I
it.
mean, whatever. It is what it is.
You've never had All About the Bread? It's close to our office.
Pretty sure
People
I have it. It's right there.
Yeah, people go nuts for it.
I don't want to even start.
I'm like, I don't even love the
care.
bread that much.
I don't care. And it's all about the bread.
Bay Cities? You've never had Bay Cities over in, was it
San
Santa
Francisco?
Monica? Santa Monica. Bay
That's what I
Cities,
said. That's what I said.
Deli or whatever.
Sandy Franny with Danny Vanny.
People go nuts for their sandwiches.
No. I know of it. I don't know that I fucking... I don't know why I'm getting aggressive. I don't know that I care. I don't know that I care at all. Now, if you go give me... Like, good food is good food, and it's great, but I don't know that I'm the person... For instance, the last time I got into an argument over... No, if you want... This, was when Jordan said that she thought In-N-Out was a better burger than Five Guys. And I defended Five Guys also as someone who hadn't really eaten a lot of In-N-Out. what's the reality?
Whatever you
Both
like.
both are great, and
do
you're
whatever you
blessed to be able to have either.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the time, I was like, no, Five Guys is the best burger. It's different. It's not like, and people would be like, well, what is it? Which is better, McDonald's or Five Guys? I go, that's like saying who's better at baseball, the Chicago Bulls or a baseball team. Like it doesn't. It's insane. It's insane what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I got into one of those, and now I'm
food
like,
arguments.
yeah, and now I'm like, I don't have some kind of loyalty to it because I don't.
No, I don't really either.
Truly, the only loyalty that I ever grew up in was you either picked Clemson or Carolina, and I didn't even do that.
But what if somebody argued with you over like Popeye's biscuits and Bojangles biscuits?
I would have to say I don't know a lot about Popeyes, but I would sit there and I would go,
Or KFC's.
Bojangles is literally up there as my like potential death row last meal.
I could understand that.
So whether the caveman eats it or not, I don't give a fuck. But you know what I mean? So if
Yeah.
somebody goes, no, KFC's better, I would go, all right. If you have a caveman,
It's sort of
taste
dickish,
buds,
but right. It's sort of dickish, but my attitude usually is like, well, great for you that you love that then. Like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It doesn't.
But I
But
know
I
what you
feel
mean.
weird-
Because if someone said, yeah, but a KFC biscuit, I'd be like, yeah, it is good. It is.
Sure,
It
of
is.
course, yes.
Which is why, like in Chicago, when people go, you want deep dish, you want to go to this place. All I know about Chicago, from my experience of if you're going to get deep dish,
Right.
do the research on how franchised the chain is. And this
Sure.
is true out here. The more franchised and more locations,
Probably a
I
little.
bet you they've dipped a little bit in quality.
That's
Because
what I
I
was
see
gonna
it happen all the fucking time.
And the real deal too for Chicago, like real deal, is tavern style pizza. That's where you're gonna find more so than deep dish. Some of the best pizza.
Yeah.
That I mean I love.
That's the place?
there's a
That's
Pe-
not a style. That's a location.
No, it's a style.
Tavern style. Okay.
Tavern style. Like Pequods, people lose their minds over, and
So I've had Pequods.
I've never.
good.
That's the only time I get not in a fight, like a tit for tat like fight. It's when I go, man, everybody and I'm not a contrarian. Anybody who's listened to enough of the show or knows me personally and professionally, I don't live in the contrarian space.
Yeah, you do, because every time we tell you that you are a contrarian.
That's not true. I do not. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's a contrarian," and I go, "I'm not a contrarian.
There you go.
I'm not." So, but I feel like I miss out. Like, what am I? Bay Cities is good. It's fine. All about the bread. It's okay.
Yeah.
There Capriati's, and I know there's quite a few of those.
Yeah.
But
Capriati's is good. I've had that
good.
in
Oh,
Vegas.
and they do that. It's like a Thanksgiving Day
Yeah.
turkey sandwich is really
Yeah.
good. Earl a Sandwich does a variation.
I
on
mean,
that
look,
that
you're
really
talking
like
to a
too.
guy
And there's
who
a lot of those.
grew up in a city where the version of this, like Pequods or or wherever, all these different locations. I grew up where people had to go, I don't know, what are you, Subway or Quiznos? Like, that's where I grew
Obviously,
up.
me too. Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
To the point where I go, I'm Quiznos. So when you get into the nitty gritty where you're like, oh, actually, this is actually a real discussion. Like this is a deep dish that's good, and this is a deep dish that's good.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey guys, I only went to high school as far as this goes,
Right.
and I had to pick either Subway or Quiznos, and what made it easy was that, well, this place toasts the bread, and this place doesn't toast the bread.
I didn't have Thai food till I got to college.
Exactly.
I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, the only thing that was Rochelle had that you're like, wow, this is special and great.
Yeah.
Forgive anybody I'm forgetting, but it was
You know
like
what?
Tom and Jerry's.
What about it?
It was just this great little like hot dog burger Italian beef place in Rochelle.
Yeah.
And-
I should backtrack because the version of the things you're talking about in where I grew up in the Southeast, it's barbecue.
Yeah.
It's barbecue.
Yeah.
But I don't really care about sweet tea. I don't really care about grits. And I didn't really have an opinion on barbecue until I moved away from the South and had eaten some like really unimpressive barbecue.
Yeah.
That I realized, I didn't really care about barbecue, but more than likely all of the types that people were going, no, this is the best, they were all great because
Yeah.
I've now gone elsewhere. Like right now, if you and I are like, we're going to go try this new Chicago deep dish place in Los Angeles, you might go, I just realized all of the places in Chicago have really good deep dish because this is awful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a place in Echo Park. I don't know if it made it. Masa? Is that what it was?
Oh, yeah.
called?
It's
very
great.
good.
It's great.
Yeah. And if it was in, here's the crazy thing. If it was in Chicago, people would go, oh, they kind of do it different here. I like it. And they would
Yeah.
adopt it and say it's ours. But
Yes.
it's outside of Chicago, so people are like, it doesn't really compare. And I'm like, it doesn't.
What's Detroit style?
So you're looking at like a Jets. It's more of a pan, like a thicker crust.
Yeah, it's not like soup.
Square
it's
cut.
not like the soup.
So there's a place here called Prince's Pizza.
Yeah.
Prince Street Pizza.
I know Prince Street.
Well, we got a big over there from
He is
Portillo
on
Corner.
a kick right now.
And dude, it is so fucking. You can only eat like 2 slices of it.
Yeah, because it's a lot.
Oh God, it's wonderful.
Let's do that one day.
I want to get out on this.
All right.
I do have a sandwich. You have your Adirondack.
Bragging.
What was yours called? Adirondack.
Oh, the Aranca?
Yes. It's Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is
I like Jersey Mike's.
great.
I like Jersey Mike's.
Lissa turned me on to this.
Who?
Every time I go to
She just did a snuggling. Me.
every time I go to order one myself, and including this moment right now, if there was a Jersey Mike's outside our studio, goal. I don't remember how to order it.
Yeah.
Lissa, what is my airplane sandwich? Because that's
Yeah.
when it's the best.
Airplane.
Dude, I get it. The airplane. You take it on the airplane.
Because it's at the
Nope.
gate.
It is in Vegas, but
Well, in Delta.
they don't.
Terminal 3.
Yeah, I'm never over there. I'm a one boy. You know this.
Southwest. Go ahead.
So it's the number 8 club. It's a club.
Uh-huh.
But so it's turkey, ham.
Uh-huh.
It originally comes with provolone,
But you switch to.
Swiss.
Uh-huh.
There's bacon on it.
Yeah.
You put mayo on both sides of the bread.
Yeah.
They usually do it on one,
Yeah.
and that's
And you
it.
switch up. No, don't you switch the bread too?
Oh, to rosemary parmesan.
And you don't do it Mike's way at all.
No.
And this
no.
is your invention?
Yeah, because I don't like
It's so
when you
fucking
take
good.
a sandwich on
Oh
a
my
plane
God,
and
it's
the
so good.
veggies get soggy.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So
Or
that's why
like-
it's an
and
airplane.
the bread.
That's
The
why it's an
bread
airplane
gets soggy.
sandwich.
Yeah.
The mayo protects the bread from any moisture that comes from the meat, but it also
Jesus,
keeps
you guys are like
it,
scientists.
but it also
It's her.
keeps
I'm just taking-
the
I'm just
sandwich
getting
really
benefit.
moist, and then it's meaty and cheesy and good, and it holds up really well on an airplane.
Mm-hmm. And then when you sit in that exit row and you're at the window, you take that little sandwich out of your bag,
Throw it out the window.
put it right there, put it right there on the floor, because it's always so cold down there because of the door, and it keeps your sandwich cold until you're ready on your flight to eat it.
And it's also not offensive. It's not like
Yeah.
there's nothing about it on a plane that's going to
Right.
bother people.
Yeah.
Well,
I love it.
jealousy.
Hey, jealousy.
Hey.
Jealousy.
Hey, jealousy.
You think that's how they started writing that?
It's me. Sadness.
Yeah. That's the only part of that song I know. Hey, jealousy. I know no other words. Gin Blossoms, right?
It might not be that bad. You were the best I ever had. And if I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might not be alone. And together we can drive around this town and let the cops chase us around. That's why black
Something
people
might
are
be
upset.
found.
Because our songs are, and let the cops chase us around. That's how fucking carefree, whirly twirly
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
how we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, let the cops chase you around. Who
Yeah.
even cares? And
Right.
people are like, fuck you.
It's a lot.
And they're right.
I'm pretty sure in that song, the boys are back in town. Like, the boys are back in town. We punched a cop. Like, dude, it's always
It was like, fuck you.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. And let the cops
Cops
chase
chase
us
us
because we're in
around.
love.
Something might be found.
Take
to
its
get
place.
placed.
Hey, jealousy. Allison Road. Remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know that one either.
That album is off Gin Blossom's New Miserable Experience. One of the first albums I bought. Not the
Really?
first. One of the first. I would say it was in the first 5 to 10 CDs I went and purchased.
We had a very good time
Today. Thank you.
at Dave Matthews.
Yeah, I loved it.
Do you think we would have an equally good time at a doubleheader?
No. I already want.
I do. I think I've actually gone farther. I think I would have more fun, and I love.
Oh,
Dave
go
Matthews.
for it. Let me
a
hear it.
doubleheader Goo Goo Dolls Gin Blossoms concert.
I didn't know you were going to say Goo Goo Dolls. It needs to be a band where you do know a significant amount of the music.
If that's a doubleheader of those two,
When I played in Charlotte, the Comedy Zone,
yeah,
it's in a a center that has what's the venue in San Francisco? Has an F, rock venue, famous.
The Fremont? No, the oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
100%. And there are people
Anyways.
yelling at Fontana. No,
But that venue,
the
Fillmore.
Fillmore.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you,
and
Chad.
you weren't supposed to give us that answer because you have used more words than this year
Well,
provides.
we made him.
It was a trick. The Goo Goo Dolls were playing at the Fillmore while I was headlining at the Comedy Zone. And this is all like one massive building area. And I just went on stage and I talked about how my wife is touring with me and isn't at the show tonight because and we've been playing all the venues where the Goo Goo Dolls have been playing. And I start putting it on together on stage where I go, I think my wife is fucking one of the Goo Goo Dolls. And I did that for about 10 minutes to open the show.
That's so great.
And it's working. And I go, which one even is it? There's only 3. There's only 3. Is she fucking if she's fucking the lead singer, I'm more okay with it.
Right.
But the bass player, I don't even know what he looks like.
So funny.
I would go to a Goo Goo Dolls concert right now.
Same.
Baby's black balloon leaves for flight.
That's a cut.
Almost fell into that hole in your life. But you weren't thinking about tomorrow. 'Cause you were the same as me.
I don't know this.
I don't know all of it.
But on your
Okay, you two.
knees. That's from Dizzy Up the Girl, which maybe means roofies.
Oh, God.
So now, are you going to that Goo Goo Dolls show now? You fucking creep. You guys have been watching Pen Pals. We'll be right back after this. Jen, you think you're a hot mess? Come and hang out with the Pen Pals in Chicago, potentially in July. It's
Yes.
subject to change,
Yeah,
but
we're-
make no mistake. Whenever and wherever this happens,
Yeah.
there will be a 5th anniversary live show,
Uh-huh.
fucking shindig hang.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking about wanting to travel for a fun reason, and this maybe falls in one of them, Daniel and I are going to pick a fun sort of central city so that can happen and we can facilitate a fucking good hang. Love this letter. We could talk about food all day long, and we sort of did. But we love it. We wish you well. Sincerely, your pen pals, Rory Scovel.
And Daniel Van Kirk.
We have a reservation. We have a reservation. We're going to be late. But the guy can't stop. He's like, these are roller skates. Like, yeah. Oh, the caveman is just trying to survive, constantly running. Yeah, as the caveman hits you and runs off. We have reservations at 7. Caveman! You're running after him.
No, he's the valet. He's the valet.
No, don't hit him.